Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Kelsey. I'm Kelsey Yogi here on Instagram and on YouTube, and today we are going to do a really fun posture called Natarjasana, dancer's pose, and you will see why it's called that in just a moment. Okay, so just a little forewarning, this posture takes a lot of openness through the hip flexors. So if your hip flexors are tight, and everybody's are, make sure that you hang out with some lunges, some pigeon pose. Really stretch out those hip flexors, some upward facing dog. The other thing that it really works is the shoulders and the chest. So maybe hang out with some puppy pose on the floor and on the wall, a really nice way to open up the shoulders and the chest. And the last thing, and maybe most importantly, is it's a really deep back bend. So again, make sure that your back muscles are warmed up and engaged. This isn't something that you want to do early on in your practice, but maybe towards the end of your practice. So back, shoulders, hip flexors, and also the back of the hamstring on your standing leg. So some forward folds wouldn't be a bad idea. All right, so after you are all warmed up and you are ready to work on your dancer's pose, let's get to it. If you are brand new to it and you're working on flipping your grip, you may want to grab yourself a strap. But in the beginning, I don't think we're going to need it. So if you're working on just doing a standard dancer's pose, you won't need your strap quite yet. So for your dancer's pose, go ahead and get grounded through one foot. I'm going to stand on my left and bring my right leg back behind me. All right, so left leg is standing and balancing, feeling grounded through all four corners of that foot. I'm going to kick my right foot back behind me like I'm going to kick my own butt. Reach back with the right hand. The right thumb comes to the base of the big toe. All the fingers wrap underneath. Now from here, you're going to hinge at the hips, let the chest come down slightly, but keep it also raised and lifted. So we hinge, kick that right leg back behind you, maybe float the left hand, and there you have it. This is the dancer's pose. Make sure that you work both sides. I know I have a good side. I really prefer working on my right. My left, not so much. A lot of that has to do with the tightness through my left shoulder, but we always want to find that balance. So maybe this is your good side. Hopefully so. All right, now here comes the tricky stuff when it comes to dancer's pose. That wasn't so bad, right? The next step though, when we begin to flip that grip, that's when things get a little hard. So now we really have to have open shoulders. The thing is with shoulders, they're very strong, they're very stable, they do lots of work for us, which is amazing and it's awesome. So when we ask them to do great feats of flexibility, they're not always so on board. So give this part of the posture time. I wasn't able to flip my grip in dancer's pose for 2 or 3 years after I started yoga. I used my strap every time. And what the trick is with using that strap is the showing up again and again and slowly working your hands closer and closer to your feet. All right, so go ahead and grab your strap if flipping your grip is something that you're interested in doing. And let's see how this works. So let's balance on the right foot this time and work on the left foot. I have my strap folded in half with a little loop at the bottom. And all you gotta do is put your foot, I'm gonna do my left foot this time, into the hook. Now you bring the little hook, the loop, to the top of the foot. Now I'm gonna put this in my left hand. This is the beginning of your flipped grip in dancer's pose. Now what you wanna do is bring the strap up and over your left shoulder. As you do, your left elbow is going to point forward, and that's just what you want. Now begin to lift that elbow up and lift the foot as well. So you wanna feel like you're trying to kick the back of your head. I like to use my other hand just to help with engagement, but if you only want to use the left hand, that's fine, but you won't be able to work your hands down the strap and find a deeper posture. So I'm going to bring my other arm up and over, lift my chest, open my shoulders, engage those glutes, and kick that foot away. Now if you're right here, that's perfect, that's fine, but as you practice this and you want to find a deeper posture here, what you're going to need to do is start working your hands down that strap. So slowly, and this doesn't happen in one class or one practice. You have to show up again and again. Slowly, you will get closer to your foot. And when you get all the way there, maybe one hand can hold the strap and the other hand can grab the foot. And once you have that foot, again, kick your hand away, push with the strength of your leg. Find balance through that standing leg. Breathe. Lock that drishti in. It helps so much. And make sure that you come out of it slowly. there goes the strap. All right, so like I said, that's gonna take time. In the beginning, you may have feet between your hands and your foot, and that's totally normal. That's absolutely to be expected. But as you show up again and again, maybe each time, getting a half an inch closer, eventually you can find your foot. Now, if you're working on this and you're already with the strap, but you want to try to find it without the strap because you're so close, let me show you how I catch that bind when I don't need the strap anymore. All right, so let's use that good leg because it's easier for me to do it on this side. Plus, you can see my grip. So no strap needed. I'm going to reach back, catch that flipped grip in my dancer's pose. Now, before we reach back like this, now this isn't a flipped grip, so this isn't going to work. What you're going to need to do is bring your foot up. I like to flex the foot. It gives me something to hold on to. Now I'm going to turn my hand away. You have to open up your palm away from your body so the palm faces back. Flex that foot. Now your thumb comes to the pinky toe side and the fingers try to wrap underneath on the top of the foot all the way to the big toe side. See how my hand is latched on here? Sometimes this is the trickiest part. Now as you have a hold of that foot, begin to lift that leg. Start by bringing the knee higher and higher. And you're going to hit this point where you have so much contraction in the back, you have to bring the elbow forward. And that can be really tricky as well. So let me show you that again. Because that's where that transition can get really, really hard. Shake out the hips, shake out the shoulders, because this is a tough posture. Not only are you balancing, but there's major flexibility and a lot of strength going on. All right, so the left foot's grounding. I'm taking my right hand, peeling it away, palm facing away from me. I'm gonna put my right foot into the palm of my hand, top of the foot. Flexing it helps. Thumb to the pinky toe side, fingers to the opposite. Now I'm lifting, 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 lifting. Can't go anywhere else. The elbow has to come forward. As the elbow comes forward, maybe you reach back with that opposite hand. Staying very grounded through that standing leg. And as you do this more and more, working your hand down, your foot closer to your ankle. And like we mentioned earlier, kick that foot away. Open up the chest, open up the shoulders. Try to slowly release the foot because it wants to kind of snap away from you. So doing that slowly takes time and also takes practice. So there you go, that's your dancer's pose. Again, be sure that you're really stretched before you do this because if you try to go into this cold, it's going to be really, really difficult. Anyway, there you go. I hope that helped you. Maybe you got a tip or a trick that made that just kind of click for you. Maybe you were able to flip that grip now. If you do on social media, please tag me. I'd love to cheer you on in your progress. My name is Kelsey Yogi on Instagram and on Facebook, so I'd love to see what you're doing. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Share this video with your friends and your family. The sharing is caring. If you haven't already, turn those notifications on. That way you can come and practice with me every single time. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. You are amazing in your Natarjasanas, your dancer's pose. Take care, guys. Namaste.